All right, good morning. This morning we're going to go ahead and get your pots and stuff soldered up for your build. Went ahead this morning and got the wires pre-cut for everything in here. So got the wires cut here for the three-way switch going all the way back to the pots and the input jack. Here are the pickup wires. So next thing we need to do now is get all these pots opened up on the grounding plate and get the capacitors soldered to the pots and all the grounds soldered down. And then after that, we'll have to get the three-way switch soldered and install that, and we'll do that in another step. So first step now, we're going to go ahead and get these pots and stuff opened up. I guess I'll set you up here for now until I get them opened. The wiring diagram we're going to go with is just the same as the other one we did in the Gold Top Tribute, just the 50s wiring. But I wanted to show you guys this. We'll go through it one day, but this is pretty cool. My dad gave it to me. It's from 1992, and it's got just a plethora of different wiring schematics and stuff like that in here. So if there's anything in here you guys are interested in seeing, just be patient. I'll do a video. We'll just quickly flip through each page, and then if you guys want to pause it and check out what kind of wiring diagrams are there. And then the other thing too is check these out. These are like pickup guides. I found these in some of my old paperwork. I thought that was pretty cool. So it's basically the same thing on each side. So I figured I'll frame one on this side and frame one on that side, and we'll hang them up here in a room somewhere. But I thought that was pretty cool. So anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and get your pots and stuff on the grounding plate. So these are 300K linear tapers, not audio tapers. So that's what we are putting in here. Let's see if I don't know if you'll see that or not, but 300K linear tapers. I hate this shrink wrap stuff that they put on here. It's always a pain in the butt getting all this off. I might have should have took all this off before I started the video. Oh my lord. Alright, let's get the next one out. And then I'll get the little pliers to pick that off. I haven't built anything yet using CTS pots or Burns pots. I do have CTS pots and I do have Burns pots. Oh, look at that. That one came right off. Got lucky on that one. I just like using OEM Gibson parts for the most part. I am venturing into stepping out of my comfort zone, I guess you could say, because I've always bought Gibson pickups and stuff. I've been buying, for instance, the 59 Blues from Tone Specific. Got the 1964 Virgil Arlos up there, Antiquities, a lot of other Gibson stuff up there. But yeah, I'm kind of dipping into the realm of aftermarket stuff. Boy, this one is really on there. Look at that. It's just like stuck completely around that one last one. I'll revisit that. Let's see how this last one opens up here. Wow. Almost. Come on, buddy. Let it go. There we go. Okay. So we only have one here to try to finish cleaning off. Boy, I can't believe how stuck that one is. Wow, that is some good shrink wrap on that one. Look at that. Completely encased still. And I've tore several chunks off. Come on, here we go. Almost. It just doesn't want to let go. You can't have that on there. Finally. Got all that shrink wrap off. I'm gonna move this razor blade before I get cut. Clean up this little bit of trash and then we'll get busy. So that's on heating up. Let's go ahead and get all these washers and nuts off. So when I put these on the grounding plate, I usually only use this washer. I won't use the flat one. You'll see here in a second. When you install these, you can, if you want to, I never do, but you can put a little drop of solder. Oh, look at this. That one did not come off. I still got all kinds of plastic on there. I better go get my eyes checked because I didn't see that. There we go. Alright. Alright. So the other thing too that I did is if you look at this grounding plate, it'll fit into the cavity either way. But if it only fits in there with the pots one way. I mean, you can put it together this way, but it's just not going to quite fit right. So you always lay your grounding plate in there and line it up and make sure that the holes are just dead on. And then you see I put a little red arrow there, and that's pointing up towards the three-way switch. So I know that's the orientation that it's going in the guitar. So the next thing you want to do now is just mount all your pots to your grounding plate. And then this is what I was talking about. Let me get this washer on here. And I never do it, just in case you ever had to change a pot or whatever. It's just less of a hassle. Let me get this tightened down here. So if you're really anal about it, you already got a grounding plate, you got metal to metal touching here on this ear, metal to metal touching there on that ear, plus you have the grip washer that locks in and the nut. So I mean, you've got plenty of ground there, but if you really wanted to, you could put just a little dab of solder on that one little ear if it just made you feel better about it. It's not necessary, but just showing you guys that's something that you could do if you really wanted to. If you're super anal about grounding. So this shouldn't take that long. I haven't built one yet without a grounding plate. I bought some of that shielding tape. And I bought it for Dad's Strat projects and his Tele projects. But I was thinking about doing a Les Paul one without the grounding plate and just run a wire from pot to pot for grounding. Just try something different. What I like about the grounding plates is you can put this all in as like one unit. You're not screwing. Oh, did you see what I just did? Look at that, you guys. I'm not going to edit that out either. That's ridiculous. I can't believe I just put this on backwards. Right in front of you. How many of you guys were screaming, no, you're doing it wrong, you dumbass? Oh, man. Here we go. All right. Flip this around and it goes in that way. Oh, my Lord. And I will have to go over and grab my nut driver and give those a good snuggie. Now I will put this one in the right way. All right. Let me grab the nut driver here. I think it's still set up from the last time. Yes and no. Where is it? There we go. I'll just do it right here real quick and tighten these up. And I don't have to carry this over there just to carry it back. All right. So now we have all these nice and tight. I gave them nice good snuggies. And the next thing you want to do, get yourself a diagram, pick out, you know, your wiring diagram that you want to use. Get it printed out just so you can lay it down and keep track of what you're doing. So we know that's your three-way switch. So we're going to set this up as if it were laying in the guitar. So what you can do is you just look which tabs they have bent over for ground. We'll bend those over and solder them. And then we're going to go ahead and put our caps in. But we're not going to solder this one. We're just going to stick it through and leave it in there, but we'll solder this side because after we get this whole unit set into the guitar and adjusted, because it's a lot of screwing around adjusting. You got to put another nut on here and you got to adjust it in and out until you get it in there just right. So that will be part that I don't film because that's a lot of in and out and screwing around. But we get that soldered up and not solder these because the pickup wire actually has to solder to the top of here and into this with the cap at the same time. So if you're building these, just make sure you don't screw up and solder that one. It's not that big of a deal because you can heat it up and push the wire through it. It's just a lot easier to do it all at once and instead of trying to fix it later. Now hopefully this is hot enough. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and mimic what they have here on this wiring diagram for your ground tabs. And get that nice and close. The medication I take makes me shake, so sorry about that if you guys are watching and I'm all jittery. All right, so we got our orientation back. You know, the three-way switch is that way. I'll move this a little tiny bit. So the other thing too is I have the more modern resin core solder without the lead. It's lead free. And then I got the good old leaded stuff. Normally I use this when I'm doing this vintage style wiring. So I try to keep it period correct, I guess you could say. So I am going to be using the lead solder and not the lead free. I'll use that in a plastic 4-wire or something. I like to stick to what they used back in the day. So that's what we'll be using. So next thing we're going to do now is let's get these set up. We're going to have to cut a little bit of pushback wire because I like to shield that. And if I would have thought about it, I would have already had that pre-cut and done too as well. I don't see any other scraps here. So normally what I do is I'll take some of this pushback. I've been picking on the black lately. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of this white. How long are we going to want that? Probably about that long. So if we take, let's take about that much right there. Just clip that off. Set that to the side, and let's go ahead and get this wire pulled out. Okay, not as easy as it was the last time I did it. There we go. Okay, so now you want to save this because you could actually use this for grounding in between pots. I got a few of these, so anyways, just hang on to your scraps if they're good size. You never know when you're going to need that. But so now what we're going to do with this shield is we're going to cut 4 pieces. So let's just fold this in half. And then we'll cut it. And then we're going to go ahead and fold this in half again. Cut it. And it is cloth, so again, I got a little snap-on ones here. They're starting to dull out. I've had them for many years, but got to get yourself a good set of cutters. Now what you want to do is just get that shield slid up on the capacitor leg here. And that's going to prevent it from bumping anything while it's down there in the cavity. And it just actually looks really good too. Nice professional look to it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get started sometimes, but it is pushback wire, so it will stretch out and it will smush in. Alright, so now that we got a little shielding on that, we're going to go ahead and stick it in through the eyelets. A little pair of needle nose will help you, because then you can bend it up if it gets stuck on the pot on the way through. Just go ahead and bend that up. Then we're going to go ahead and feed it through this one as well. Alright, that's a little noisy there. Alright. Same thing with this one. Get this cut in half. The black actually looks a lot better. But like I said, I've been picking on the black a lot. And I've been using it up, so I don't want to run out of it completely before I do this other stuff. It's like threading a needle. There we go. Get it to come through the other end here. Yeah. Just slide that down on there. Okay. There we go. Again, it's kind of difficult because the cloth doesn't want to let the hard metal thing go through there. So there we go. We got another one insulated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just bend that down a little bit. And put that pushback wire up. Same with this one over here. Get this bent down just a little bit so we can just get that solder right in there. Alright, let's see. Try to get in and let you guys see a little bit better here. 20 minutes in. Let's see how many people are actually still watching this. I got a request to show how I do this, and it's time consuming. So there we go. Got one nice little bead on there. That's all you need. Let's see if I can put it where you can see me do this. So basically all I do is I set my soldering iron right. Boy, I'm gonna have to take it off this metal thing because it's just sliding around. So you just set your soldering iron right on there, right on the hole, give it a little dab, and boom. And make sure you breathe in that leaded solder. So there we go. Now all we want to do is give this a trim. Right there. And right there. Now that those are done for now, just going to stand them up. We're not going to trim these off because we have to solder the pickups to those. So now what we're going to do is go around and do the ground. So this one, I usually will hit the side of the pot. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can get this. I'll hit the side of the pot and the top of the ring at the same time. And I'll hold it there for a second. And I'll just start to build a bridge. I don't want to make a giant mess. I want to use as least amount as possible. And obviously I don't have the tab close enough to the pot yet. So let's go ahead and give that a little more of a tweak. Right there. Might as well fix these other ones too. That one's pretty good. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That's nice. Go ahead and spin her around and get the next one. Oh, really? There we go. One nice little bead. And one more. And I like to fill the eyelet too, even though it's grounded. There we go. Nope. One little touch more. Perfect. All right. So there we go. It's not overwhelming, not a big giant blob. I really like to try to keep it as neat as possible. So there we have it, guys. I got your pots all ready to drop in here. So the next video we do, I'll go ahead and get this adjusted to where it fits in there perfect, and then we'll go ahead and solder up these pots and stuff to the pickups and three-way switch. So until then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I got a request to show you guys how I do this, and just go ahead and go the length. So there it is. Stay tuned till the next video. We still have chug to work on there. I forgot about the silver burst. We got stuff to do to that, and then there's that harmony project back there, and then again we got 3 brand new Fender builds we got to get to, and a couple Fender rebuilds, and then again there's 2 more guitars laying there that we haven't revealed. So if you're still watching, yeah, this too, man, all this here is goes to a project as well, so we'll be unboxing that soon. Actually, there's more packages coming for that project, so stay tuned for, guys. See what's happening next.